What sports did you play and at what level?
What sports did I play at what level? I think I played every sport. High school, I played on virtually every team there was. I was captain of the soccer, captain of the cricket, played on the rugby. I was on the swim team. I was on the basketball, captain of the basketball team. Uh, did track and field and cross country. We count those as sports. Um, about everything. Then after school, I played semi-professional cricket, played with a professional soccer club, played with the equivalent of professional rugby, but at that time, rugby union was not a professional sport. But I did play on a top team at rugby union as well. And basketball, I played for a Division One men's team.
How often did you play as a kid?
How often did I play? I was never home. I would go to school, do a little bit of schoolwork every now and then, but most of my time was spent practices after school. Come home from those practices, go to another practice for a club team. Um, I'd come home to eat and sleep, and get up, do school, come home to eat and sleep, and anything else in between was sport. Sport sort of was pretty dominant. And then I became, of course, went to college, did physical education, and became a physical education teacher in high school. So kept doing the sport.
What was your favorite sport and your best sport?
Favorite sport and best sport. I guess if you look at the levels of sport that I played, I guess soccer would have to have been my best sport. Um, to get to play professional with a professional club in England is a very difficult thing to do. However, my favourite sport would be rugby by a long, 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 long way. It ticks all the boxes. The physical element, mental element, tactical element, camaraderie, uh, after the game, social life. So rugby really ticked all the boxes and became by far my favourite sport to play and compete in.
What accomplishments are you most proud of?
Accomplishments. I sort of many accomplishments. I guess if you look at soccer, I won numerous awards as an individual and as a team at school for winning the city championships, for going on competing at state, um, and then obviously playing, getting to the professional level. But when I went to college, I also got to the British College Finals twice, which is equivalent to your NCAA finals. I didn't win on either occasion, but we got there, so that's what matters. So for soccer, certainly they were the best accomplishments for soccer.
Who were the best players you played or coached against?
Different sports, soccer. I've coached against Ryan Giggs, who played for Manchester United as a youth player. I coached the city teams, and we played against him. Excellent player, wonderful to watch him when he was 14, 15 when he first came over to Manchester United. Um, I've coached alongside Brian Kidd, who's now the assistant coach at Manchester City. We worked on an inner city youth program together, um, and he's great to work alongside. Cricket, I played with some of the top players in the world: Carl Hooper, Joel Garner, Ezra Mosley, who was the fastest bowler in the world. He used to bowl at over 100 miles an hour. Wasn't allowed to play for his country, for the West Indies, because he went to South Africa due to the apartheid uh, laws that they had. He was banned from playing for his country, but he was a little bit scary to play against. To see a ball, or not to see a ball coming at 100 miles an hour that pitches in front of you and then bounces up near your head is a little bit scary. But I survived. I'm still here, and I have no head injuries from it, so I'm sort of happy.
How did you end up meeting Princess Anne?
Princess Anne, uh, due to my many rugby injuries, dislocated shoulder, we put that back in on the field, of course. That's what you do at rugby. Broken nose, 4 broken noses. A couple we corrected on the field, but eventually I had to go in hospital, get an operation or two, and Princess Anne was in town to open up one of the wings of the hospital, and she asked if she could visit a few people, and they knew she liked rugby, so they brought her into my room, and we had a good chit chat, and all about rugby, of course, and that was sort of special royalty. I mean, what can I say? You know, you maybe not understand being American, but it's sort of nice.
What was the most embarrassing moment of your career?
Most embarrassing moment. That's an easy one, I guess. Before, when I played basketball, we would travel around the country and play before all the professional teams. So like as a little warm up for the crowd, we'd play the game. So we were U19 schoolboys, and one day we were up in Sunderland, and the coach came over to me after we'd got out on court for a little while and asked me to sit down. He said my shoes were too dirty, too scruffy, not nice enough, whatever you want to put it. And I was mortified because my parents didn't have a lot of money, and I couldn't afford new shoes, and I just wanted to curl up in the corner and cry. But I guess I didn't do that, but I wanted to. It was very, very embarrassing, and I didn't play. He won't let me play the game.
Would you have come to America if it wasn't for soccer?
Probably not. It was to get back at my parents, I guess. My parents, when I was 17, Brigham Young University, Mormon University, came to my house and offered me a full ride to go and play soccer. Of course, I'm a 17-year-old. I'm excited. I'm over the moon. I'm like, yay! I'm off to America playing soccer. No, my parents said no. You're not going. You had to be 18 to do it without parents' consent. They said no. So I sort of back in my head somewhere I vowed I'm going to get out there. I'm going to show them. So eventually, after college and 6 years teaching high school, I said, you know what? Let's go out to America and do what I wanted to do when I was 17. And I came out here. I coached or managed the indoor soccer facilities for a while, and then went on and created a number of clubs for you Lee Summit people out there. I'm the founder of KC Select Soccer Club. We have about 90 teams, 100 teams at the moment. So I sort of formed that in the Lee Summit area, and about other clubs prior to that. Very successful teams, successful clubs. So yeah, soccer is what brought me here. Without soccer, I probably would not have come out to America.
What is your favorite coaching accomplishment, and who is the best team you've coached?
My favorite coaching. I've won so many cups and trophies, or as a coach. Probably the Dallas Cup, the Gold Cup, which is one of the premier tournaments in the whole country. My Anderlecht Girls Soccer Club won that. They were ranked top 10 in the country. All the girls went on to play Division 1 soccer, 4-year starters in all the Big 12, and various other universities around the country. So that team was just a special team. Great girls, easy to coach, all still keep in touch. Just easy to coach and achieve so many things.
Why did your professional soccer career end early?
Why did my professional soccer career end early? I broke my ankle quite badly in one of the British College finals, which is, I think I mentioned earlier, equivalent to your NCAA finals. I came down on the top of my toe and just ripped every ligament, everything cracked and crunched and gnarled, and pretty much that ended my career as a soccer player. The good news is it introduced me to rugby, because when I recovered, I was able to strap my ankles up a little bit, still play rugby. Didn't need quite as much maneuverability, and so I was able to play rugby, and that introduced me to what I think is the best sport in the world. So I was pleased for that in a way. Sounds a bit strange, but without that injury, I would not have played rugby. So
If you could go back and change something, what would it be?
when I was younger, an old athletic called me to play, and they said they needed a central defender. I was a headstrong youth, and I just turned around and said, I don't do that anymore. I play centre forward, like you do, because you want all the glory of scoring goals. And they said, okay. And if I'd have stuck to central defender, I'd probably got signed a little bit quicker and would have been playing professional soccer now. But my headstrong personality meant that I ended up being a centre forward and then got injured. So didn't make it. That's life.